chocolate as a solid, all the molecules are lined up very straight, which is why it snaps. As soon as you melt it, you need to melt it to make it fluid to work with. It destroys the structure of the chocolate, so it becomes untempered chocolate. And all the molecules are dancing around all over the place. So if we let that chocolate set as it is now, it would be very crumbly, it would have no structure, the fats and sugars would separate out, and you guys would not enjoy eating it. That's the reason why every single product we make has to be tempered. And the longer you melt, the better the finish. You get something called full crystal melt. Within all the crystals, chocolate is made up of crystals and molecules and fats and sugars. They're all destroyed fully. Everything in that bowl is melted down 55 degrees centigrade. You can use a thermometer if you're not sure. The water in here is not being simmering at all, it's just hot water. So melt your chocolate slowly. Now if you're making chocolates at home, my book, Ed's book, whoever's book, you think, crikey, that's a waste of time, 4 hours of my time's gone melting chocolate. You pop it on, you make your ganache, you do all the other bits first, front and back, and let it melt. Don't stand over it, it will do its own thing. The process now is to cool a portion of that chocolate down, and as it cools, it starts to recrystallise. Think about water crystallising. The point water crystallises is 0 degrees. It becomes a solid at 0 degrees. Chocolate becomes a solid for dark chocolate at 27 degrees centigrade. But if you get it, you've got to get it to 27 to crystallise. Then you've got to stop it to crystallise and you'll still have it as a liquid. You do need cool temperatures. So you can't do it in a hot kitchen at home. You can't do it if the sun's blazing through. You can't temper if you've got the oven belting on and pans boiling, because moisture destroys your chocolate too. Chocolate cannot bear moisture. That's why you should never ever store chocolate in the fridge. It gets wet, the wetness hits the chocolate when it comes out of the fridge, which dissolves the sugars on the chocolate, which causes sugar bloom when it's really rough and has a sticky surface. The fat bloom, which is when your chocolate has a grey bluey haze, is either because the tempering process hasn't been done correctly, or that it's been stored too warm. When all the fats do, they do what fats do when it gets warm, they melt and they rise out of the chocolate, and you get this haze, fat haze across the top of the chocolate. So there's a lot of things to consider. Equipment, your slab, a palette knife, and KV is right in some ways. This is a chocolate scraper, about 17 quid. You could buy a stainless steel wallpaper scraper for £2.50 in B&Q, which will do exactly the same job.
So why would you? Is there any reason not to?
This will last longer, and this is food grade. We couldn't use that if we're producing for you to eat. Basically, this is very, 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 very robust plastic. It won't chip off, and you can see all the dents in it because we use it so often. Whereas a wallpaper scraper isn't necessarily watertight, etc. But you need a scraper of some variety. You can use a plastic one. You've seen those plastic scrapers. One of my girls who's just left, Chip, that's her name, she had very, very hot hands. So we bought her a pair of cotton white gloves that you serve the chocolates with, and put a pair of food handling gloves over the top. It works perfect. Or you've got to put your hands in ice water, dry them. I'm going to tip out just over 2/3 of the chocolate onto the slab. Now this is where, if you do have tiled surface on your worktops, please put some cling film or foil or newspaper down. Don't wear good trousers or shoes. Don't have animals around, especially dogs, because chocolate kills your dog, unfortunately. It makes it very, very difficult to kill it. And if you have carpet in your kitchen, put newspaper down. It can drop. So we pour out and stop. You'll see, this is the bit where people say, oh, I'm scared it'll go on the floor. Chocolate is an unusual ingredient. It always forms a perfect circle. It's nearly, if you measured it, unless your bench is on a lean, it's always pretty much spot on. Very odd. But I quite like everything chocolate does, you can tell, it's in my blood. It's on the slab. You now need to work, you don't need to rush. That's the first thing. Most people go and go, oh, stress, I've got to do it quick, it's going to set. Chocolate right now is 55 degrees, it will stay liquid for a long time. But you do need to spread the chocolate out, so I'm going to start spreading. And you spread the chocolate out. I'm just going to work methodically, smoothly. I'm not going to go too quick. Don't worry if it goes over the edge. Good method is not to stand close. You will never be able to temper close. You probably saw me step right back. I am the full length of the palette knife back from the chocolate. It's like driving a car. You don't look at the front of the bonnet, otherwise you'll crash. You look well ahead. And I know it sounds like a really odd analogy, but you can see the chocolate. You need to see all the chocolate in one go. I'm going to swap my hands over. I'm going to scrape the chocolate from the outside back into the middle. If the whole bench was marble, I'd be going all the way along and down with a lump of chocolate, scraping and spreading. But now I'm going to speed up a little, just a little bit. I'm just going to scrape it round into the middle, spread out again. It's cooling it slowly, which generates hardening crystals. So as it cools, the crystals will form when it gets to 27 degrees, and that's the point we need to stop the crystallization. Now this may take quite a long time. If it was really cool, it would take a short amount of time. We may not be able to even get it to that point because it is quite warm. But you keep going. You can't overmix it. You can't do anything wrong. It's not a recipe, it's just a method of mixing. And you go in. When I very, very first started, I didn't want to buy a marble slab. I went to Topps Tiles when it was on Pentonville Road, King's Cross. And when they finished their bathroom displays, you know those tiles that are on an angle that look like they're going to fall on you? Those big marble ones, they just take them off and stick them in the bath. I bought one for about £5 back then, and it was quite big. So you really can be creative, as long as it's granite or marble. If anyone has granite or marble worktops at home, you're set. You don't need to do anything. If you've got polished stone, you can do it, but be careful, because polished stone can absorb stains, and eventually it will work through the stone, but you'll have a nice chocolatey bit. Anyone got Corian, the composite worktop? That is kind of like stone. You can use that. So you keep going. You see, I am being a bit cavalier, not taking notice. If your kitchen is cool and you do this on the morning at the coldest time in your kitchen, you can honestly spread it 3 or 4 times and it will start to crystallise. So it's only because it's very, very, very warm in here that it's not coming down. When you're practicing, that's not a bad thing, because sometimes if things happen too quickly, it can panic you. You can get a bit scared about it, or it'll go lumpy. And the thing you don't want is lumpiness. So the fact it's taking a little bit longer is absolutely fine.
It's the same method for fudge, isn't it?
It's exactly the same method as fudge. You're cooling the fudge mixture down to crystallise the sugar. So it's the same method. And you just keep going, and you can get quicker and slower. Don't worry if you spill it. Now, milk and white chocolate, the only difference is it crystallises at a degree lower, so 26 degrees is when it starts to become solid again. It's just a bit low because of the amount of sugar and fat that is in there. But I don't believe that every chocolate is the same. I'm saying 27 degrees for this Valrhona, that's right. You may find that a different chocolate from a different producer will have a different viscosity, will temper slightly different. You might need to let it go a bit cooler. It really is sometimes about you, your kitchen, your environment, the chocolate you're using, the equipment you're using. I could give you all the same cake recipe, you'll all make it, and every single cake will look different. And that's the same thing with chocolate. And when you're hand making, everything shouldn't look absolutely the same. It's not being on a factory line.
Do you do chocolate bars? Do they have a longer life than the truffles?
Yes.
So
yeah.
you
So
could
chocolate itself, so the chocolate you had in the bowls there, that has a shelf life of a year, but not in the open air.
Okay.
Wrapped, sealed away, a year. It's only as soon as you change or manipulate the chocolate with a liquid does the shelf life come down. A common misunderstanding is that if you make a water ganache, the shelf life is longer because there's no dairy. It's actually really short because the water goes stale really quickly. The thing that will preserve is alcohol or sugar or lots of fat or artificial preservatives. If you do want longer shelf life, alcohol's a good way forward. Caramel, fudge, fondant, but I hate fondant and we don't make anything with fondant, I'm not a big fan. Or increase your sugar level. You don't have to use sugar, you can use honey, agave. We've got 100% truffle at the minute, which is 100% raw, sweetened with agave and coconut on the outside. And the agave is quite a good preserver. Golden syrup. If you don't temper, the chocolate won't shrink. So when you see an Easter egg, for example, it's super shiny on the outside. That's because the chocolate's been tempered and it's shrunk away from the mould, ever so slightly. If you didn't temper, it wouldn't even release from the mould. You wouldn't be able to get it out. So chocolate does shrink slightly, but only because it's tempered. That's it. That's kind of the rule. So this has taken a while, but what I'm going to do is pretend it's come all the way down. Because while you're rolling, I'll keep going. You move your slab, you pour it back into the chocolate you've left in the bowl. Now I've left some of the warm chocolate in the bowl. What that does is stops this chocolate here setting solid. So 27 degrees it will go solid. So you scrape the excess back in. This is where you get it on the floor. Often. Yeah, it's on the floor. And then you mix. So I've got chocolate in here that's at 27 degrees and chocolate that's at 55. The 55 degree chocolate will warm the 27 degree chocolate up to 31 degrees. That's called the using temperature. The temperature the chocolate will stay fluid but to be tempered, so will be shiny when it sets and smooth, and it will shrink slightly.
What about the other method of tempering chocolate?
Seeding.
Is that an anathema to you?
Seeding.
Yes.
Seeding's fine for small amounts. We can't seed at Pauline because the minimum amount of chocolate we temper, the minimum ever is 3 kilos. The maximum is about 10. I wouldn't seed any more than kind of a small bowl like that because it takes too long. It ends up being lumpy. It's quite inconsistent. It's absolutely fine. When we're decorating and we're decorating on, you want a little amount, then we will, yes. Seeding is when we take the melted chocolate like this, and instead of tipping any out, you add solid chocolate back in. You just put the chocolate in instead of melting it and mix it through. I find it very inconsistent because sometimes you can find that, oh, it's still too warm, I'll put a bit more chocolate in, but it's not enough heat to melt that chocolate fully. We just don't do it because this method, once you've mastered this, you will never go back to seeding.